You were supposed to talk to her. And did you talk to her?
I broke up with her. Okay? Like I said I would.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
I love you, Craig. And I thought you felt the same way.
But I do. I do.
The lies! There you go, this bitch. I'm telling you.
Is everything okay?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about something.
It was my grandfather's. He left it to me, and now I want you to have it. So, you wanted to talk?
I love you.
But boys are liar. Craig, are you doing coke?
Manny is.
Listen.
I love you, Ellie.
I love you too.
So don't make me stop. Please. I need it.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
You bastard! How could you play with me like that?
Ellie, I'm sorry. What do you want me to say?
Nothing! It's all gonna be lies! Craig lied. That's what drug addicts do, Ellie.
Have you ever loved someone who just couldn't be honest? Or wondered what drives a person to tell half-truths about literally anything? From the time we are introduced to Craig Manning, we bear witness to the anxiety of his inner emotional world. The Season 2 premiere of Degrassi: The Next Generation, entitled When Doves Cry, introduces us to a stoic, emotionally mysterious new male lead who would capture hearts on and off screen. There's something to be said about the watery, artistically driven male character and why these archetypes garner so much devotion from feminine counterparts.
In an infinite universe. What are we, one of 6 billion inhabitants? Big deal. And honestly, if I were to disappear, who'd care?
Your sympathy for Craig is instant. As you watch a lost young man desperately try to reconnect with his half-sister of his late mother, caught between the demands of a violently abusive father and the pull of his own heart.
Remember how Mom used to make you?
When I say 6 o'clock, I don't care how great the light is, you're home. Are you looking for something?
What are you doing?
Are you looking for something?
What are you doing?
I'll work my ass off for you.
This way you can kiss your potential goodbye, settle for some interesting little goth girl,
Don't
your
talk
marks
about
can
us
drop,
like that.
and one day you can take over the car lot.
Craig, I'm so sorry.
It'll never happen again?
Huh?
Is that what you were gonna say?
Just you always screw up.
No, Dad, you're the one who screws up. It won't change. Never.
We witness more than just the acting prowess of Jake Epstein, but also the foundational trauma that would create the perpetual or habitual liar we would later come to know.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just, I had a long day.
But for Craig, truth was a personal safety liability. Deeply felt emotions could get you hurt, and love felt like an unwarranted punishment.
You're breaking my heart, you know that, just like your mother. You can't leave, Craig, I love you.
There are 3 options, Dad. I can go to Children's Aid right now. I can go and stay with Joey. Or I can come back here and let you beat me.
I don't beat you.
At the same time, this foundation also created an unhealthy relationship with ego performance, control, and of course, codependency. The romantic relationships Craig would go on to have would highlight how unresolved trauma and childhood abandonment, coupled with charm and desirability, can create the emotionally avoidant and romantically selfish person Craig became. In this episode, we are going to look at how a nervous system built from survival mode may stifle one's capacity for true intimacy and distort their viewpoint of what love really looks like, and why the roles Ashley, Manny, and Ellie played in their relationship to Craig catalyzed his much-needed healing. This is Channeling Chinez.
I love you. I don't think you feel the same way I do about us.
What are you talking about? I sent you...
Roses. I know, and they were beautiful. They really were.
Look, it's hard for me, Ash.
When a masculine has a limited emotional vocabulary, he will often say that love is hard for him or that he's confused. And when something is hard for a person, that suggests that the degree of difficulty requires a skill level that one does not possess. When something is confusing, that suggests that there is an understanding that one does not yet have. But when guys like Craig say that love or even saying the words, "I love you," is hard or confusing for them, it's not because the actual words are misunderstood.
Well, do you feel like that?
Nah, not really. I think you're dumb and you kind of smell.
What's really being communicated is that they don't have the capacity internally to hold the responsibilities that love carries. These responsibilities include emotional honesty, intellectual intimacy, or the sharing of ideas, and emotional support that doesn't require mirroring from the other partner, only presence, meaning the ability to go through life's ups and downs without forcing your partner to feel every wave with you. When a masculine says love is difficult, that means I don't have the skills to rise to this opportunity. I'm confused means I don't have the emotional capacity to hold the truth of how I really feel. And this goes back to the relationship one has with truth and lies. This is how lives feel more safe than lived out honesty. Lies keep people around until you feel emotionally ready to let them go. And lacking skills allows you to play small and weaponize your incompetence as a means of control.
Come on, you have Ashley, gorgeous, smart, like refined champagne, and then you have Manny, cute, adorable, hot.
So you don't think it's wrong?
For you? No, you're not sure yet. You're still sampling both. It's a try before you buy kind of deal.
So the next time a guy says it's hard for him or he's confused when it comes to his feelings about you, understand what's really being communicated. And this distinction will paint the picture of how and why Craig approached his relationships with Ashley as the mother, Manny as the lover, and Ellie as the partner he could never claim. This will hardly be about whether or not he loved each of these women, because if I had to be honest, I would say that he loved each of them for their own role in his life. But Craig was never actually ready for intimacy, and for that reason, he pushed away the person he could have met in healing and on a higher path. In summary, Craig Manning developed a broken relationship with his emotions and their expression. And who wouldn't in his case? Would you tell the truth if doing so might lead to this?
Craig! Okay.
So to say that I understand why lying became a safety measure for Craig means that I also understand that his lived experience of abuse likely changed his brain chemistry, and that's not something that you can blame him for. But there is another part of Craig that is less sympathetic, and all of these aspects are his sole responsibility to manage. It's one thing to lie because you're unsafe, and it's another thing to lie because the truth is inconvenient. And this is why Craig starts out as a kid crying out and quickly turns into the crocodile crying, manipulating, dishonest, self-serving individual we see on screen.
I have a girlfriend!
It's okay. I can keep secret.
Because at the end of the day, who was going to meet Craig's needs if not for Craig? I mean, really, we talked about this in the Spinner video. These kinds of emotional nurturing deficits always come off the backs of a feminine counterpart. All Joey could do for Craig is provide him home and shelter, and maybe even try to guide him if he's receptive. But it's when people start to build relationships, when the manifestation of what a person's trauma has created actually shows up. Ashley and Craig's relationship was that of a mother and child. And though it may have seemed endearing at first, two deeply emotional alternative types finding solace with one another.
Why don't we show that? And play it for what's really going on? Or not?
No, totally. I'm just so glad we're on the same page.
Ashley quickly became responsible for Craig's emotions like a mother would her son. In the Degrassi fandom, there is large debate on who Craig should have ended up with because his relationship with Ashley begins after his connection with Manny Santos starts and fizzles. And note that Manny's innocence reminded Craig too much of his little sister, which most fans know is a behind-the-scenes inside joke of two actual sister actresses.
The thing is, I do like her. It's just, she's a bit young. She reminds me of my 5-year-old half-sister.
Right.
But what I find interesting is that the connection isn't ever explicitly made that Craig's relationship with Ashley mimics what he might have lost due to his mother's passing. But it is certainly felt. The energy of a feminine presence asserting what she thinks is emotionally best for you, leading Craig to look at her as an emotional compass instead of within, while at the same time displaying that tension of pushback, that energy of bucking for control, personal autonomy, and respect.
Craig, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just really tired.
I knew coming here was a mistake.
What?
It's too soon. You should be home. So you're calm now, right? At least reasonably?
Everyone's trying to separate us.
We were passing notes and talking.
Whose side are you on?
Worrying about Craig, as usual. So not your job to worry.
What'd you tell them? Oh, I bet everything.
Okay. It's a good thing I knew mood swings are common when you first start meds.
You sent me to Ellie's group.
Which she loves. I don't think you'd mind.
Well, then you didn't think at all. All she talks about lately is medication, my shrink, and my moods.
She cares about you. A lot.
But before we even get there, we would see him bounce between the mother archetype and the lover archetype that he would later revisit with Manny. And while some would argue that Craig desperately needed singlehood and solitude and probably shouldn't be in any of these relationships, an artistic, emotional male lead is hard to keep from the clutches of girls who desperately want that kind of love.
Because if you really loved Kate, you wouldn't want to change her. You love her for who she is.
The energy of devotion and protection that seemingly oozes from the open heart of characters like Craig is crack or kryptonite for the Ashleys and Mannys of the world. It's no secret that most feminines just want to be loved, desire romance, or want to nurture someone and feel nurtured in return. But for masculines like Craig, these kinds of bonds can be a slippery slope. While his relationships can be healing for the parts of him that needed a mother's touch when he couldn't get it, or tenderness when it wasn't around, there is also equal risk for power dynamics becoming imbalanced. When Craig is formally diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder, we see less of Ashley and Craig as a dynamic duo and more of Ashley tending to Craig's needs. And like most mother-son relationship dynamics, this dissolves the romance. But before we get there, Craig is confronted with whether or not he truly loves Ashley when he decides he wants to move the relationship toward physical intimacy. You can see in this moment that Craig believes that love is a performance.
Come on, man, a little romance. It's not gonna kill you.
One, please. Oh, I don't need a card. Let's make it a dozen.
Okay, how can you look sad with a dozen roses in your greedy lap?
Ash, you rock. XO Craig.
With Craig bypassing the depth in the gesture or why Ashley is feeling trepidation about their level of intimacy in the first place.
We haven't even had sex yet and you're going around bragging. This was supposed to be a private thing between us.
Well, I only told Spinner because I was happy.
I bet you were. You conned me into thinking that I wanted to have sex with you, and now—
Wait, I conned you into it?
With that stupid lie of a song.
It wasn't a lie?
Wrong. You don't know how to say it, Craig, because you don't really love me.
This is when the lover archetype, who can't see Craig beyond her idealistic view of him, provides Craig with an escape, furthering his relationship with avoidance as a safety precaution, even from personal accountability that feels too heavy to hold. For Manny, her desire for Craig was as pure as anyone else in the equation, but she approached her connection with him through the lens of specialness, the tenderness every lover girl feels toward the one she sees as the one. She wants closeness, to be recognized by him as special and worthy, and at this current state, doesn't require Craig to face the emotional honesty Ashley just demanded mere moments prior.
You know that song you sang today?
You heard that?
It was amazing. And if it was for me, I'd be happy for months. Forever.
And with her honest but uninformed way of acknowledging him in the way that Ashley didn't, Craig starts a physical relationship with Manny while still dating Ashley, reinforcing that dishonesty is more beneficial than living in truth.
Ashley, I know. And she might love you. But not as much as I do.
However, choosing Manny over Ashley was like choosing the safety of a parent's home or going out on a limb and moving into your own place. There's inherently more responsibility there. To keep showing up as the lover, to keep performing. And this is why when Manny and Craig actually date, If he can't show up as her Knight of Cups, he just doesn't call.
Boyfriend? I don't know. I haven't seen him for months and he hardly ever calls.
But as soon as Manny was no longer willing to mirror his game of secrecy and his work got sloppy, suddenly he has nothing for Manny. It's only after she discovers her pregnancy that Craig begins to fantasize about a family of their own. This is another pitfall of being on the receiving end as a lover girl. When a partner believes that love is a performance instead of presence and honesty, you start to feel less like a person with your own concerns and emotions and more like a prop being asked to show up correctly.
What if we had it? We could be a little family.
I can't do this.
Manny, stop! No, I won't let you!
As we circle back to Mother Ashley, Craig is still on punishment.
You think this t-shirt's hard to deal with? Or our song? I wanted to die, Craig. I felt that bad.
Okay. I'm sorry. How many times do I have to say it?
Until you mean it.
And does whatever he needs to do to get off emotional probation. His desire to marry Ashley also makes sense. It would be important to solidify your relationship with your seemingly most reliable romantic option. For a mother will always be all consumed by her love for her child, always putting him first. Though Ashley and Craig shared a level of intellectual intimacy, something we would also see him share with Ellie, there was always an element of emotional mirroring that Craig would demand in his partnerships in order to feel safe, and sometimes just to satisfy his own needs.
You can't follow me to England.
Ash, come on. I'm here because I love you and I have plans.
Yeah, so do I, Craig. And you said you're okay with them. You said it repeatedly, so what is this? Look, I need space. I need to get away.
Oh, okay.
From you. I love you. But ever since my dad's wedding, it's just been me worrying.
Until Ashley wakes up and realizes she's actually 16 and doesn't need to raise Craig. At this point, he's forced to be on his own. And as soon as he begins to establish emotional and intellectual intimacy with Ellie, you see Craig clam up and pull away. And you might be wondering, why? Wouldn't this make a man like this lock in? Isn't this what he's been yearning for this entire time? Keep in mind, love for Craig is still a performance, much like his relationship to music itself. And Ellie, she's emotionally accountable on her own because she has to be. She is no stranger to mental health issues and struggles and coping mechanisms that harm more than they ever help.
I used to cut myself.
I know.
And what's bizarre is that I'm always gonna be a cutter. Even if I don't do it for years, it's still me.
Well, that sucks.
It just is. It doesn't matter how I feel or how anyone else feels.
I'm bipolar. And apparently, it doesn't matter if I think that sucks either.
And this is the precise reason why Craig absolutely recognizes the underlying passion between them, but refuses to romanticize her. When he says, "You saw me lower than I would want anyone else to see me."
You've seen me down in the gutter. Lower than low. Lower than I want anyone else to see me. That's why you're my friend. My really good friend.
So glad I can be there for you.
He means that he can't be an idealistic lover for Ellie because she sees his truth. And for Craig, that just doesn't work. So he pivots back to the lover girl, who still doesn't see him clearly and is ripe and ready for the saving. Though when faced with one of the most important decisions of his life, to follow the path of music or go to university, Craig contemplates with the only feminine who can actually mirror his emotional energy without losing herself in the equation of his plans.
Okay. Let's say I do play the showcase and I do win. That means leaving. What about Manny? Or Joey? Or Angie?
Don't worry about them. They'll manage. They'll be fine.
What about you?
I'll wave goodbye, because I have to.
When Craig returns from tour with an addiction, his performance for Manny is quickly dissolving, but the distance has allowed him to create a lover persona that could appeal to Ellie. And don't get me wrong, I don't think any of this for Craig is conscious. I think it all goes back to honesty and truth and the skill of emotional regulation through your expansion that Craig has yet to learn. Craig has always outsourced his emotional regulation. When it wasn't Ashley's mothering, it was Manny's mirroring. When Manny couldn't mirror him, he leaned on Ellie, who always made space, or even Marco as a close friend. Without those things, substances filled their space whenever emotional discomfort crept up in his life, and would be right at home in a nervous system that had always lied to save face. Has any of this felt like a roller coaster? Perhaps. Because up until this point, we've been in complete fight or flight mode. Inside, Craig's nervous system exists in discomfort. There are so many emotions and seemingly no place for them to land. And the idea of doing this work on his own is too frightening. How can he learn that his love never needed to be performed? That his lover didn't need to mother him? Or that his emotional honesty didn't make him unworthy romantically? How at this stage could he learn that he doesn't need others to mirror his emotions in order for him to hold them himself? And like a partner, Ellie truly loved him enough to release him to his healing.
Don't, it's beside the point. You need help.
I know. I'm going into rehab or whatever, but when I get out.
And I'll be honest, their reconnection in the Degrassi movie gives you hope, but also shows you where Craig may still be in need of growth. Craig is sober and has seemingly confronted many of his inner demons, but is still displaying blatant dishonesty by withholding that he was in a relationship with someone from Ellie until the very last possible moment, still very much leading in avoidance. And because her distress triggered his Knight of Cups, reigniting his passion for her and sparking his desire for reconciliation, it leaves you wondering if he actually understands that what she needs from him now is presence, not just to be swept off her feet. Thank you for watching Channeling Chinez. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. This is a Degrassi and Avatar: The Last Airbender heavy platform, so if these topics interest you, consider joining the community. You can connect with me weekly on our community page with quizzes and shared content. Follow me on TikTok for hot takes, and subscribe to my Substack, Static and Ripples, both at Official Chinez, for articles to help support your soul journey. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.